Hey, hello everyone, I'm David Guerrero and welcome back to another video here on Many Ways Films. In today's video, I'm gonna talk once again about the Nikon Z6 II, which is the camera that I use the most, my primarily camera that I use to go around. I basically carry with me all the time wherever I go. In this video, I want to talk specifically about 120 frames per second. The Nikon Z6 II can do 120 frames per second in Full HD or 1080p, and I would like to give my opinion about it. And I just realized Peppa Pig is behind me, so sorry about that. There we go. Not only the Nikon Z6 II can do 120 frames per second, but also the original Z6, the Z7, and the Z7 II. There's other cameras that can also do 120 frames per second from the Nikon Z line, and even as far as I know, the D850 from the mirrorless, and the D780, and there might be a few more that can do 120 frames per second in HD. Things that I wish, even that I wish that it was able to do 120 frames in 4K or at least in 2K. I still think that it is a very reliable option if you want to slow things down. I particularly do this when I go traveling, when I'm doing a wedding video, sports events, and it could be useful if you're trying to make pretty much any type of video. I was gonna say something related to a film, short film, or a music video or anything like that. I will be showing you right now on the screen a few examples of what 120 frames looks like in this camera. By the way, some of the shots that you saw are a combination from the 24-70 f4, the 50mm 1.8, and the 24mm, in case some of you are wondering. I'm not gonna lie, 120 frames per second is not my favorite frame rate. I would say 24 and 60 are the ones that I enjoy using the most, but I do find 120 frames quite useful, while 60 frames per second in 4K has a small crop. 120 frames per second in HD does not have any kind of crop. In my personal opinion, I do not think it's excellent at all. I have noticed that it struggles a little bit with autofocus when you're recording at 120 frames per second. I cannot tell you at what extent, just because it is not that bad or something that I wouldn't use or wouldn't even rely on, but I just have noticed that it's not as good as when I'm recording in 24, 30 or 60 frames per second. So if you're considering the Nikon Z6 or Z6 II or any of the Z cameras that can do 120 frames per second, I will tell you that yes, I would recommend this camera for it, but I will warn you that it's not the best 120 frames per second that it's available for this price. Still, very usable, and I definitely enjoy Nikon cameras. I think they are really nice cameras, and overall I would recommend it to you or anyone that asks me about a high quality camera. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, just let me know down here. I always try to do my best to answer all questions, comments, and all of that. I appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe. That really helps me, the channel, encourages me, and all of that. So thanks again, and I will see you in the next video. See ya.